Here's an example of two very beautiful moringa trees about 2 to 3 months after a harvest. They've now flushed out lots of fresh greens, and we can get them trimmed back now as it's rainy season and the leaves are already starting to yellow down here below, and that's a sign that it's time. And so we're going to go ahead and harvest this tree back, thin it out, that way the sun can penetrate down here. It can regrow all new fresh greens for us, and we can also utilize these greens while they're green. Fresh and local, Tampa, USA, Moringa products made by hand, harvested by hand, with love, organically, right here in the Tampa Bay area. Let's go ahead and start just getting her back, saying, hey, thanks, Miss Moringa. And pulling some of these beautiful greens off, and really just trying to take things out of the center and bring her back a few inches, about 12 inches or so from the last split. I'm going at an angle. I'm making sure the cuts are really clean, and that there just isn't too much clutter. We don't want too much clutter in here. So we open her up. Every time she split, I'm going up about 12 or so inches, 13 inches, and bringing her back. That's great. She even has a little drumstick down here. Can you believe that? Look at that. And so we're cleaning up the space. We're getting rid of any excess materials. Anything that's yellowing is going to fall, but we're going to continue to keep this space really clean. Let's go ahead and get this one here. Oh, she's already got some that are falling over here. Let's go ahead and just clean her up down here first. There we go. And check this out. Here and here. It's a little natural for me now to see the clutter and everything that's going on in here. But once you just really start opening up the center, it becomes really clear what you should do. Now, I'm also just trying not to get the trees to be too big. And so if there's any like excess branches that might just seem to be keeping this tree from really getting big, tall wise now, because they're really close together. These trees are about 5 feet apart. So we don't really need or want the trees to get super big, like say how they are at my field. My field, I have them 10 feet apart, and they're staggered so that way I can have a much greater rotunda and a reach with my trees, because I plan to get drumsticks out of them. But here they're a little bit tighter. They're about 5 feet apart. And so we don't necessarily need it to go out as wide. So that's why I took that piece off. And shucks, I want to make sure I'm making the right cuts, because I want to possibly even take this one back, just really crowding this space without damaging the other branches. But now see that I took this out. You know, the one that I was just going to take out, I want to save, actually, see if she'll heal up there. And just take this one. It's crowding that space. And this one. Okay, now she's really beginning to take shape and form. I can see a little bit clearly now. And this really helps a lot in letting the sun in. So that way, if there's any pests or bugs or ants or anything that are trying to make a home in this very soft wood, that they go ahead and leave. Go on now. This also prevents just any other things from forming. Just this regular maintenance helps to keep the space really clean. And we'll blow off this area and make it a really pleasant space to hang out. Wow. I like just going through, restructuring, organizing. Now we're getting into this second tier. Even this next time, I could even get up in this tree and stand in this tree. These trees are getting big. This tree just produced a lot of greens just now. I mean, we just probably took off at least a pound worth of dried powder. See, we don't need all of them either. Like even this one here is just kind of crowding. And that way we focus just on having a little bit more solid. Like this one, could fill the space there. All right, there she blows. This one is also kind of coming off to the side. We're keeping these trees a little bit taller. Not as wide. I probably would have taken off the one that was on the inside and kept this one, say like on my trees. But in this space, we want to keep them a little bit more contained and just reduce the amount of crowding on the trees. I'm just looking at this one too. She's got like 2 right here. It's like, oh, which one would I take? I'd probably take this one down here. That's going to allow this one to get a lot bigger, and then this one will get a lot bigger. Now they're all pretty well evenly spaced. Everything's really well evenly spaced. You can take off these little suckers that didn't make it. Anything just kind of hanging on the tree. Beautify the tree up a little bit. And that makes a really great harvest. Pulling anything off that you don't want, any excess suckers, clean it up. Make sure there's no bugs or pests in here. This really just helps to keep a really beautiful, clean tree. She's going to come back really nicely here in the next few weeks. You'll see she'll be bushed right back out again. I'll leave some of these leaves on here just as some solar panels, so that way she can get some energy and come back. I don't like to take all the greens off. I know I'll take quite a bit, but in this commercial system, this really helps to keep the space clean from pests and bugs, since we're growing so many in a confined area. You know, where we have thousands of trees on just maybe a couple acre plot. All right, thanks a lot. Please like, subscribe, and follow for more information about how to grow moringa for yourself or as a business, and how to care and maintain your trees as they grow up in your system, and how to be able to utilize this medicine for teas and powders and loose leaf and moringa magic. So thanks a lot for watching. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local USA moringa farmer. Peace and love.